Welcome to another bite-sized retro gaming chunk from Replay Retro. I'm Matt, and on today's show I'm bringing you a look at one of the many weird and wonderful third-party peripherals released over the years, claiming to enhance your gaming experience and bring you closer to the game. It was a cold, rainy winter. I was a young Super Nintendo gamer, and me and my mum were walking through the city centre trying to find something to spend my Christmas money on. Various shops came and went with nothing really grabbing my attention, until we entered a small catalogue clearance store, where, taking pride of place in the video games section, I first saw it. The virtual reality themed box art drawing me in like a moth to the flame. There, sat on a shelf, between the Super Nintendo and the Sega Mega Drive games, claiming to be fully compatible with both, sat a box containing a backpack, which boasted the ability to make you feel the force of the on-screen action, the blows, the kicks and the explosions. My mind was made up. I needed to feel the serious virtual bodily harm that could only be provided by the Interactor virtual reality gameware produced by Aura Systems. And with that in mind, we took it to the till. My mum handed over my Christmas money, and then we went home, with me excitedly clutching my awesome piece of gaming hardware. However, within an hour of setting it up, it was boxed again and forgotten about, after I discovered it was an absolute pile. It really was. But now, 15 years later, maybe it's time to give the Interactor another chance. Maybe today's games are so advanced that they can show us all what this thing was capable of. So let's take a look and find out. Right, so if you were to buy a box of lies like this one here, just what exactly would you find under the lid of deceit? Well, under the lid of deceit, we find the Interactor itself, which is a big plastic backpack with some straps. It's quite a weighty unit, it actually does feel quite solid. But having said that, for a small child like you see in the advert, this might be a little bit heavy for them to have on their back for an extended period of time. You also find the power and amplifier module, which basically takes the audio signal and interprets it into whatever it is that the backpack actually understands. You've got your output there to the backpack, power level there. Unfortunately you can't turn it up to 11. Filter, God knows what that does. Various inputs and switches. And that's about it for that. You'll also find this massive power adapter. That really is one of the biggest power bricks I've ever seen. But it ends in a normal plug, so that's always a good thing. Kudos to them for that. You also find a large array of various cables to help you connect different systems to the Interactor. God knows what that one's for. That one looks like a SNES and maybe a Mega Drive 2. Looks like a PlayStation lead. And that one is clearly for any general audio equipment. You also find a variety of different warning cards and instruction tags, quick start guides, warranty card. We're a big fan of warranty cards. I'm still waiting to hear back from Milton Bradley about that Microvision one. The main instruction manual, which gives you a number of clues on how to set the system up for different devices. You can see here a few things here. That's quite an interesting worry. Power amplifier and backpack to become warm during extended use. I'm a little worried about wearing a large plastic device on my back close to my human flesh if that device is going to get warm during use. Nevertheless, I shall try to bring you the best of this by plugging it in now and showing you what it can do. Right, so I'm going to be using the projector to test this out, purely because there's a lot of wires involved in this and I needed the floor space. Also because it gives me the opportunity to have the game on while I'm on. You can see everything that's going on. The title sequence music is playing now. This is Mortal Kombat 2 on the Mega Drive. And, well, this thing is already causing me a lot of pain, so God knows how I'm going to be able to play with it on. You might be able to tell, essentially that's how it sits on. There's a big speaker here that is essentially just vibrating very, very loudly and very, very violently. This is currently on power setting 3 out of 10. I think if I was to turn it up to 10, I would be able to sell you my spine as talcum powder by this point. This is quite painful. Anyway, I'm going to try and play Mortal Kombat now, one of the games this was originally designed for. So let's see how I like it now. Oh God, this hurts already. You know what? I'm going to turn it up. Turn it up to 5. Oh, it really hurts. Ow. How the hell can I play with this thing on? Jesus, this hurt. All this is doing is smashing my back to pieces. It's meant to be differentiating between what is background music and what is actually the game. But it's not doing that. I actually feel sick. This is just, you have to stop. But there you go. That was the Interactor being played using a game it was originally designed for. Now we're going to have a look at another game from the more modern era. Right, so to give the Interactor one more chance, we're now going to look at boxing on Wii Sports, obviously for the Wii. A much more modern title. So let's see if this goes any better. You'll notice we've now got much more poor quality audio because for some reason the Interactor isn't allowing the projector to also play the sound. I suppose I should let myself get hit. No, I can't feel a thing. You see, the problem with this device is that it doesn't differentiate between sounds, so it doesn't know the difference between background music, or me throwing a punch, or him landing a punch, or anyone blocking a punch. All it knows is sound. So for every sound that it makes, the speaker in the back here tries to produce that sound badly, because obviously it's a very poor quality high bass speaker, and just vibrates into your back. So, the idea is quite sound. If it could differentiate, sorry, to excuse the pun, but the idea is good if it could differentiate between actually being hit and another background sound, in which case it would be able to hurt your back every time you get hit, which would be quite a useful piece of feedback. But as it stands, it's useless, because I could be listening to a sonnet recited by Shakespeare and it would still hurt, just as much as it would hurt if I was listening to a monster truck rally. It's just a useless device, and I'm gonna go be sick. Well, it's pretty clear that the answer to that question is no. Time hasn't helped the Interactor at all, and it's still just as bad as it always was. But on a more serious note, the idea was pretty cool, and surely with today's technology, there's no reason we can't make it happen. A vest allowing you to feel every hit would be fantastic in a beat-em-up, especially when combined with Kinect, Move, or the Wii to create a totally immersive fight experience. After all, anyone can throw a virtual punch when they aren't getting hit back. So come on, all you developers, this is my challenge to you. Next Christmas, I want my Interactor version 2. Today, Aura systems still exist and are manufacturers of speakers and other such audio equipment, but in all my attempts at researching them, I can't find any reference on any of their websites to the Interactor. And worse still, no mention of a potential sequel. It's fairly obvious that I don't think anybody should bother wasting time or money to get one of these things, but if you are some kind of sick masochist, then they can be found on the net from time to time, along with a whole variety of equally torturous gaming peripherals. Anyway, join me again next week for another blast from the retro gaming past, only on Replay Retro.